this is our Maps 101 training for history, and our representative from Maps 101, Terry Karamaris, is ready to get started and show you what's available.
Great. Welcome, everyone. This overview is designed to introduce teachers, librarians, and administrators to Maps 101. We're going to concentrate on history today. Maps 101 is truly a cross-curricular resource and can benefit not only history teachers, but as I mentioned, every classroom at your school. You'll be accessing the Maps 101 via the homepage here, and you first see that we have our content sections listed here on the left side. As you scroll down the page, you'll see you can also browse by subject. I'm going to go ahead and click on history, and we can choose from U.S. or world history. I'm going to go to U.S. history, and you'll see that we have an alphabetical listing of content by subject, from Geography News Network articles, lessons and aims at a grade level, National Geographic video content, thematic map, the text atlas, and for a whole U.S. history map. And you'll see in the browse by subject section is a quick grouping of materials but not representing everything within a category. So, for example, of the over 550 National Geographic video shorts we feature, these have to do with U.S. history. To go back to the Maps 101 homepage from any section, all you need to do is click on the logo at the top of the page. So I also want to show you that down at the bottom of the page, click on State Standards, and you can access content by the T, or the Texas State Standards. Let's go ahead and choose a grade level, maybe 7th grade. We'll click Go, and you'll see a listing of the standard codes, the strands, the description, and then the Maps 101 correlation. So, for example, with 19.2 history, the student understands how events, individuals, and issues through the Mexican national era shaped Texas history. Click to see the results. And what we come up with is a lesson plan and a classroom activity. Here we can take a look at this particular lesson plan called Mexico, Texas, and the United States. We see that it is ranked good for the standard code. You can click, take a look at the expectation level. Any cross-curricular applications will be given here for you at the bottom of the page. Click the hyperlink to go right into the lesson plan, and you'll see all of our lesson plans are set up in the same fashion. We have the introduction, the objectives and standards given for you. You have a list of maps and materials needed for the lesson plan, along with links to take you right to those maps that you'll be needing. The procedure for the lesson is outlined for you, the suggestion. And finally, many of our lesson plans, including this one, have a student handout for students questions about the lesson. You can download or print the plan to your computer by clicking the green button in the upper right corner. So that's how you can access the lesson searching through the Texas State Standards. So we've got lots more content for you. One of our newest sessions is our historical outline maps. And these maps are designed, they're unlabeled maps to have your students recognize key historic events. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Mexican War. I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I've got a couple of maps here. I have a map in color. I have a black and white map. The students can create their own maps using the Map Sketch tool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And Map Sketch is a tool that allows the student to add text, icons, shapes, and a range of colors. So just to show you very quickly, we can put a star here. We can change the color to red and maybe draw an arrow here where everything was happening. And the student can go ahead and, using the text tool, create a text box and label their map. When the student has finished, they have the option to print the map, save it, download it to the computer, or even email the map, and they can use it in presentations or in a document. With each of our maps, you have the option to print the map as a PDF, email a link, an attachment to a Maps 101 user. The teacher can download the image to his or her computer where it can be used in a PowerPoint or embedded in a lesson. Your license to Maps 101 allows you to store the image on your computer throughout the duration of your subscription. And then, of course, you can customize the map using the Map Sketch tool. So that is an example of one of our historical outline maps. We also offer in our field trip library lots of history maps here. Field trip library is we've created virtual field trips explaining complex topics in a geographic and chronological context. You can develop vocabulary, critical thinking skills, and geographic and visual literacy. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the American History collection. And within this collection, we have several field trips. I'm choosing a field trip here on Abraham Lincoln. Notice it opens up in a separate window. And here, the field trip shows the slides that are numbered here in the United States. The slides correspond here down at the bottom. And then the slide number 1 is highlighted here. So we learned that Lincoln in slide 1 was born in a log cabin in Kentucky. And so if you click the green, more detailed link, you open the window, learn a little bit more about Lincoln's beginnings, and now we can click to go to a Kentucky outline map. Opens up in a new window. And then here's the questions for the students. Do you think Lincoln's upbringing was typical for his day? Why or why not? And we can scroll through the rest of the slides here. He becomes the 16th president, and he was elected in 1860. Let's click more details. And so here's Lincoln's first inaugural address, and this takes us to industry and agriculture map in 1850. You can scroll through the rest of the slides. Lots of information. And finally, we have a quiz for student comprehension here, and you can download the quiz as a PDF, and I'll show you how to download that. And don't worry, teachers, we don't give you the answers, so students can't get the answers here. You can actually contact us, and we'll send you the answers. I clicked here the field trip resources, and then you can see all of the different lessons, maps, reference atlas material, and here's where you can download that quiz, and of course the fourth field trip are cited here at the bottom of the cabin. So that is one of our field trips in the American History collection. You can see we also have immigrants, Bill of Rights, Declaration, and much more. And we have several collections that you can search field trips. So I hope you'll enjoy using the Maps 101 field trip library. Another section, of course, the heart and soul of Maps 101 is really our map collections, and we looked a little bit at some of the history maps available for you when we browse by subject. Let's go to check out our history map sets. You'll see we have U.S. and world history. We've got some Canadian history here and presidential elections. In U.S. history, these are arranged chronologically, starting with the colonial and revolutionary time. And as you scroll down, you'll see a history of the U.S. Told in map form, kind of a neat thing. Here's our the War for Independence. Here is the first presidential election map in 1789. Scrolling down, you see the Texas Revolution, westward extension, the Civil War, the Reconstruction, and the two World Wars, the Depression between the current Cold War era. Let's take a look at the map here. We can take a look at a map showing the Reconstruction. And again, from 1858 to 1877, you'll see the Union states, the former Confederate states, and the dates of readmittance to the Union and reestablishment of the democratic government. When you see the green button that says Zoom, click on it, and you can actually open up a new window. You can zoom in at a high resolution, show this on your smart board in your classroom. And so that's one of the other things that you can do with our map. We'll also take a quick look at world history maps. And again, in chronological order, society, civilization, and exploration through Renaissance to World Wars and the current post-Cold War era. Take a look at a map showing exploration and empires around 1400, and again, this map shows the different routes and colonies at that time. And we have our presidential election coming up next year, gearing up for an exciting time. We can take a look at past elections, and we can use this great comparison tool. Let's compare a couple of elections. Let's go to the election of 1860 and compare that to the election 4 years later and see the difference. In 1860, we see the different states, the number, the candidate that won, the number of electoral votes. Just 4 years later, we see that Lincoln won by a landslide, and of course, the Confederate states weren't part of the Union at that time, so that makes things a little interesting. So a great way to use presidential election map in your history classroom. So just a quick viewing of some of the maps in our map collection. We have thousands of maps. I hope you'll check out the maps available here. We also have our Global Perspective section, which is chock full of information. We feature lots of content here. I do want to show you our content collection for Hispanic Heritage Month coming in September to October. You study that. We've already lists and lessons and maps for you, so you'll enjoy that. Also, we have a Black History Month for February, Women's History Month for March, and Earth History or Earth Day content for April. We also have our Geography News Network current event articles. These come out on a weekly basis. These are full-text, current event nonfiction articles available in English as well as Spanish on a variety of topics. And so let's go ahead and take a look, since we're concentrating on history, on history of Mount Rushmore. You'll see that we have a custom graphic for each article. We have an article that runs normally 1 to 2 pages in length. You'll have questions for extended learning at the bottom of the article. The sources are cited here for you. With a map, you can, of course, print it, email it, or download it, even customize the map to your computer. And the article is available in Spanish language as well. You can search the Geography News Network archives. You can enter subject or search by author. I'm just going to show you here a chronological listing, lots of articles in English and Spanish. We have also the archived geography in the articles for us by Dr. Neil Lineback before he retired a couple of years ago. Over 650 articles in English and Spanish, and again, you can find many articles. Use the keyword search to search for a topic for history. You probably will come up with one of the Geography in the News articles. Lots of content there. So hope you'll check out the Global Perspective section. We also want to show you our National Geographic section. We have a Digital Content Alliance with the National Geographic Society, and I mentioned earlier we have over 550 video shorts. You can search through the videos, click here for civilizations and history. The default view is thumbnails by Alpha, but you can certainly click here to view the title as text, and perhaps your students, you may wish to show your students talking about the Civil War, a video on the states' rights today. And I'm going to go ahead and looks like we're having a bit of an internet connection issue today, so I'm going to go ahead and just show you that you'll see the running time. You'll see a Google map showing where the video is, a description of the states' rights debate. You'll have a list of related maps, videos, and lessons in the video. That will show in just a minute here, but we'll move on to our next section. And finally, in National Geographic, I want to show you that we have the archived maps that you get in the poster size maps you get in the yellow border